On a sweltering summer morning, August 2nd, 1980, the very foundations of a nation would be shattered by an act of unspeakable violence, one that would leave an indelible mark on the collective psyche of Italy and forever alter the course of its troubled history. The city of Bologna, a place of breathtaking beauty, with its medieval towers and grand piazzas, was on the brink of chaos, as the silence was about to be broken by a deafening explosion that would reverberate across the continent. In the heart of the city, the bustling train station, a hub of activity, was filled with people from all walks of life, unsuspecting and unaware of the horror that was about to unfold. As the clock struck 10:25, a sense of normalcy still pervaded the air, with travelers rushing to catch their trains and families embracing each other in tearful goodbyes. But beneath the surface, a sinister plot was unfolding, one that had been months in the making and involved a complex web of characters, including a shadowy group of right-wing extremists known as the Nuclei Armati Rivoluzionari, or NAR. The group, founded by a charismatic and ruthless leader, Valerio Fioravanti, had been secretly planning a massive attack, one that would send shockwaves across the country and deal a devastating blow to the already fragile Italian government. As the minutes ticked by, the tension was building, and the atmosphere was growing increasingly ominous, with an almost palpable sense of foreboding hanging in the air. The station, once a symbol of freedom and movement, was about to become a scene of unimaginable carnage, as a massive bomb hidden in a suitcase was set to detonate, releasing a maelstrom of destruction and chaos. The bomb, planted by the NAR, was designed to inflict maximum damage, and its impact would be felt for years to come. And then, in an instant, the unthinkable happened as the bomb exploded, sending a massive fireball ripping through the station and shattering the very foundations of the building. The blast was so powerful that it blew out windows, collapsed ceilings, and sent debris crashing to the ground, burying people under the rubble. The screams of the terrified, the wails of the injured, and the desperate cries for help filled the air as the station descended into chaos. In the aftermath of the bombing, the true extent of the devastation became clear as rescue workers and emergency services struggled to reach the trapped and the injured. The death toll, initially estimated to be in the dozens, would eventually rise to a staggering 85, with many more left injured and countless lives forever shattered. The Italian government, already reeling from the shock of the attack, was faced with a daunting task as it struggled to come to terms with the scale of the tragedy and to identify those responsible. As the investigation into the bombing got underway, a tangled web of clues and suspects began to emerge, with the NAR and its leaders firmly in the crosshairs of the authorities. The group's members, including Fioravanti, would eventually be tracked down and brought to justice, but not before they had vanished into the shadows, leaving behind a trail of destruction and a nation in mourning. The trial of the perpetrators would be a long and complex one with many twists and turns, but ultimately justice would be served as the guilty were confessed and punished for their heinous crimes. But even as the perpetrators were held accountable, the full extent of the conspiracy behind the bombing would remain shrouded in mystery, with many questions still left unanswered. The bombing, it seemed, was not just the work of a few rogue extremists, but was, in fact, part of a much larger and more complex plot, one that involved corrupt government officials and shadowy organizations. The truth, it seemed, was still buried beneath the rubble of the station, waiting to be exposed. As the years went by, the city of Bologna would slowly begin to heal, but the scars of that fateful day would never fully disappear. The bombing had left an indelible mark on the city and its people, a reminder of the devastating consequences of extremism and hatred. And as we reflect on that terrible day, we are reminded of the enduring power of violence to shatter and destroy, and of the importance of never forgetting the victims of such atrocities. On that sweltering summer morning, August 2nd, 1980, the very foundations of a nation were shattered by an act of unspeakable violence, one that would leave an indelible mark on the collective psyche of Italy and forever alter the course of its troubled history, a haunting reminder that the silence can be broken in an instant.